she was going to have a 2-day abortion procedure. And that 2-day abortion procedure was not something that she wanted to do. She was extremely scared. And then she was also planning to commit suicide afterwards because she said that she just couldn't live with herself after that procedure was done, after the abortion was done. And so when she texted us that, my husband and I actually got on a flight, flew right to her to be with her and talk her down from that and just show her that we loved her and we were here for her. Even if she didn't have any support, she had our support and our love.
Emily Berning, so great to have you on American Thought Leaders.
Yes, thank you so much.
And of course, the fist pump, I've been doing it at every interview here at CPAC. Coronavirus is in the country. I want folks to be aware.
Absolutely.
So, you have a very, very interesting organization, Let Them Live. I've been reading about it, and it's a very different kind of approach to pro-life than I've seen before. Tell me more.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my husband and I started Let Them Live about a year ago. We became a 501c3 nonprofit. And I'd always known I wanted to do pro-life work, but I didn't know what or how. And we're both innovators, so we wanted to sort of shake it up and do something a little bit more radically pro-life and pro-woman. To really provide some concrete support for women struggling in crisis pregnancies. And so we see that 73% of women that are getting abortions are doing it because of financial reasons. And that's a really big number. And 100% of those are preventable just by simply taking on the rent, commitment that a mom has, or her car payments or her groceries. Those simple things can actually help her to cancel her abortion and choose life. In the last year, we've helped 27 moms this way to cancel their abortions through financial support and choose life. And it's just been, the response has just been amazing for how many women we've been able to reach. When we've been able to come alongside these moms and be with them throughout their pregnancy and show them that we really, really love and support them.
So, this is actually, I think you told me offline that you have to leave pretty soon to be with one of them. Can you tell me more, in general, the stories of these people?
Absolutely. Yeah, so one of our moms, her name is Toria, and she was referred to us by someone who was doing sidewalk counseling with 40 Days for Life back in October. And it was really hard to get in touch with her at the beginning, but she sort of responded to us. My husband had been kind of counseling her and talking to her, and this was last October. And essentially, long story short, so she was 20 weeks pregnant and living in her car. Her family did not support her. The father of her child left her. She was completely abandoned. Her job hours were cut. She didn't have a stable job, could not make ends meet. And so in California, where she lives, she was going to have a 2-day abortion procedure. And that 2-day abortion procedure was not something that she wanted to do. She was extremely scared. And then she was also planning to commit suicide afterwards because she said that she just couldn't live with herself after that procedure was done, after the abortion was done. And so when she texted us that, my husband and I actually got on a flight, flew right to her to be with her and talk her down from that and just show her that we loved her and we were here for her. Even if she didn't have any support, she had our support and our love. And so she canceled her abortion, and we've been helping her financially, just got her into an apartment, into her own place, and we've been paying her rent and things like that, and just becoming really, really close. And her baby is due. Today is her due date, and she's due tonight. And I'm hoping she's hanging on because we're about to fly out to see her. She asked me to be in the delivery room with her, holding her hand while her baby boy is born. And that is seriously just the greatest honor that I could ever have.
It's amazing. How did you conceive of this whole approach?
I think when we first started Let Them Live, we didn't really have a good idea of what we wanted to do. And I just kept saying to my husband, Nathan, I kept saying, we'll figure out what our niche is. We'll figure it out. We just need some time to steep. So the more and more that we thought, we started to realize that there are no other organizations that are giving this financial support to women. There is one organization called Save Unborn Life that actually pays moms $3,000 after their baby is born, and that helps them cancel their abortions. And aside of that, we haven't seen anybody to provide this concrete support. A lot of pregnancy resource centers will provide a lot of material support, but they don't necessarily have the resources to do this financial backing. And so we'll partner with them to make this happen. And so it was just us seeing a void and a gap and wanting to fill that.
Wow, very interesting. Now, do you ever get referrals from? I mean, I imagine there may be people on the pro-choice side that would reach out to you in these sorts of situations if someone is unsure or something like that. Does this ever happen?
Yeah, actually, we do have, surprisingly, for being a pro-life organization, we have a number of pro-choice supporters that not only support what we do, but they also donate to us. And so they do have situations where they know women who are in these situations, they're about to get abortions, and they'll contact us, because they want to see these women, have the choice to choose life. And so that's been really, really awesome for us to bridge that gap and to have that communication with people who don't necessarily agree with us on the issue.
It is. I mean, pro-choice is supposed to be pro-choice, right?
Yes.
So this is one of those choices.
This is one of those choices, and it's amazing because I've been trying to sort of tease out the people that are pro-choice and the people that are actually like pro-abortion. And they're doing it for themselves in this instance, because when we present a viable option to a mom who does not want to have an abortion, but she feels forced into it because of her unfortunate financial circumstances,
right.
The people who are actually pro-choice and want to give that mom every single option will come forward and support us. And then there will be people that say, she needs to have that abortion, go have that abortion, honey. Don't try to force her to, do this. So those people are actually distinguishing themselves as...
Interesting.
Yeah, it's been an interesting thing to see, to have that sort of pro-choice support, and then the people that are really pro-abortion that don't obviously support the choice of life.
Interesting. I'm a huge fan of these kinds of efforts that help us bridge this. This is a massively contentious issue in all over the world,
Yeah.
but in American politics, in American society. I mean, never mind politics. It's good to hear that there is some kind of connectivity there, because there doesn't seem to be.
Yeah, usually it's one side fighting and yelling at the other side, and everybody's just having these arguments, and then it's kind of like that fighting has sort of covered these moms that are in need, and no one's stopping for a second to say, wait, quiet, what does this mom need? And when we do that, we find that we actually have way more connections with people that disagree with us than we would have thought, and it's sort of wild.
That's great.
Yeah.
Very heartening to hear. How long have you been at this?
So we have been a nonprofit for just under a year.
Okay.
And so we're fairly new, but our team is extremely passionate. My husband and we live and breathe this work, almost to a fault. Sometimes, we don't know what it is to take a break. But like I said, we're an extremely passionate and energetic group of people that just want women to have the support they need so that they don't have to go through the tragedy of abortion.
And how can people get involved?
Yeah. Well, the best way is to, visit our social media, Let Them Live, go to our website, letthemlive.org. I always say that the more money that we fundraise for these moms, the more lives that we can save from abortion, because the lives that we save from abortion are directly related to the amount of financial support that we can provide for moms. So donations are always welcome. We have monthly donations that people can sign up for to become part of our Heartbeat Club, to continually support these moms. We're always looking for volunteers, and we're always looking for connections with the pregnancy resource centers. We're starting to discuss a partnership with Heartbeat International, which will be really great for our expansion of saving more lives. But we would love for people to interact with us, and just know that we're a resource, really, because there's people that go outside the abortion clinic all the time, and they don't have necessarily the knowledge or the resources to offer these women going in. And so now they can say, oh, I know that there's an organization called Let Them Live, and they can help you out. They can help you out of this abortion.
And how does this work? Do you have, or maybe you're pretty new, but do you have some kinds of program that will help people, after they have the child, basically get on their own 2 feet? And
Yeah, so we're developing things right now since we are fairly new and not a lot of our moms have given birth yet. But essentially during their pregnancy, we work with them to help them get better jobs, help them get through school. We work with local pregnancy resource centers in their area to get them those jobs. And then, it's situational. If they do need some extra help after their baby is born, of course, we'll provide that. We also do a full registry for these moms. And when I say full, I mean we go on Amazon and we have the moms pick out anything they need. This is typically their only baby shower. They're not going to have anything from people around them. So they'll get cribs and diapers and clothes and strollers and just everything that you can imagine. So we really want to relieve that burden for them. We don't want them to feel like they're going into motherhood unprepared. And so our job is to help them during their pregnancy and to get them set up for success.
Emily, it's such a pleasure to speak with you.
Yes, it was awesome speaking to you.